In addition to our quarterly update, we wanted to introduce you to one of our partners, PREIshare. I'm excited for this quarterly update because some of you guys might know we're an approved sponsor with PREIshare, and PREIshare actually offers us a number of benefits to our investors, the main one being liquidity. And we're actually here with Julie and Christian. And Christian, I'll let you start off. You're the VP of PREIshare. Why don't you tell our investors a little bit about what PREIshare is and the benefits to them?
Absolutely. So Jordan, kind of the biggest thing that we are focused on is creating that liquidity and that transparency. And this is one of the reasons that we brought you guys onto the Fundication Show, to just give a breakdown of what you're focused on, your investment strategies, those types of things. And this is PREIshare is founded by longtime syndicators. So our CEO, 40 years in the business of syndicating real estate, over $7 billion in transactions. And while he was a very investor-centric sponsor, there were things that always pained him about the industry that he didn't know how to fix when he was in the middle of just running the business. So now that he's been able to kind of retire from being a full-time syndicator, he wanted to leave this as his legacy to the industry, which is a liquidity option. So we've created a marketplace, a classifieds, if you will, for LP shares of real estate syndications. And with you being an approved sponsor, you've already signed up and said, I will allow the open trade, so to speak, of these shares. Obviously, these are being bought by accredited investors. You have to be an accredited investor to shop on the marketplace. And so your investors now, if they have a life situation that comes up and they need out for one reason or another, now they can come to us first and we can help them evaluate and get a real, open offer from either an accredited investor or the PREIshare fund, because we've launched a fund alongside this so that we can buy these LP shares and create instant liquidity within that marketplace. And so ultimately, that's probably the biggest benefit to your investors, is they don't have to wonder of whether their sponsor is going to approve the sale. If they're wanting to list their share, whether they're wanting to buy a house or they have medical bills that they need to take care of, or quite frankly, if they just want to buy the new cool car. We don't care why they're selling, and quite frankly, I know you don't either. You just care that they're happy investors.
Yeah, we want them to feel like they're not stuck to us in this one investment for life. Now, these are longer term investments, and most people that invest with us, we're called cash flowing investments. They want cash flow consistently, and obviously tax benefits, but you just never know when somebody needs that money back. And the problem for us is we're always doing new deals. We're always on to that next deal. We're always raising capital from new investors. So for us to go back to old deals and have to raise capital from new investors to cash out old investors, it doesn't really make sense. So this partnership really helps our investors, us, and you guys. We've actually been working with you guys on the Listing Hub. That's kind of a new thing. And I know, Julie, you're the superstar on that. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So like Christian said, you can kind of consider it the ultimate class of bags for passive real estate investment shares. And so whether you're a buyer or a seller, we are creating that hub where people can go and just communicate on what's available. It's never happened before. People are at the mercy of the groups that they've invested in or the sponsors. It's very limited audience. And so what this does, it opens it up to many savvy investors who know how to crunch numbers. They know what they're looking for. They may be looking at the same, investment class, investment type that you have. They know how to offer on that. And so you just have so many more eyeballs than you've ever seen. So what we want to do is actually offer your investors a free listing, our listing hub. We are in our beta mode right now. We just rolled this technology out. It's been 2 years in the making, and we're so excited to share it because it really is just this life-changing situation in terms of passive real estate. If any of your investors would like to take advantage of that listing, if they want to know what it looks like or what it entails in terms of getting their listing done, they go to thelistinghub.com. Make an appointment with me. I'll literally give them white glove service, walk them through the whole thing, help them get their listing put up. But what that does is allows them to get in front of their investors.
Yeah. So they're going to have the opportunity to have a free listing while we're in beta mode. You guys are going to make offers on it. And you mind me asking, you guys have sound like you guys already raised quite a bit of capital to make offers. Is that correct?
We have capital waiting on the sidelines right now, ready for deals.
Okay, so you guys are willing and ready to make offers. And then right now, is the Listing Hub, I guess you said it's in beta mode. How many eyeballs, or I guess if you can share that, how many people are on that looking to make offers right now, and what do you expect it to be in the future?
So I can probably take that one in the fact that, so we have an email list of over 30,000 accredited investors that we will be mailing to on the Listing Hub, and we already have been, in fact. So they know it's available, and we're going to start pushing that out more frequently. The other thing that we're finding, because we have our own marketing funnels out there to find listings, to find those passive investors wanting to sell their shares, we get more calls from people wanting to buy off the Listing Hub than we do from people who want to put their listings up, even though all we're saying is that you can list. And so as those people come through that process, we're sending them to the Listing Hub. So again, I don't have an exact number for you, but I can tell you that that number is starting, and it's growing, and it's going to be a robust marketplace. And those who get in early are probably going to have the best shot.
I think so too, because let's be honest, right now it's a pretty tough market. It's hard to find good deals. So when people are looking to liquidate on deals that have already been in the process for 1 or 2 or 3 years, they've had that value add, they're already cash flowing. And the person that's listing it, you're providing them a value by getting their cash out. And somebody's coming in on a deal that they're already cash flowing from day one. I think it could change in the near future, but right now, definitely very beneficial for people that are looking to buy. And there's a lot more buyers out there for the people that are looking to sell. And it's free too for right now.
I'm actually speaking with a lot of people that saying, my deal used to cash flow, but it's not right now. Who on earth would want to buy that? And our answer is, you'd actually be surprised. There's a lot of patient money out there. We actually deal with a lot of family offices and so forth that are just saying, where can I park my money? Where is it safe? They're not necessarily looking for high returns. I spoke to another woman just yesterday who said, all I've done is purchase passive real estate in the past 10 years, and yet it's cash flowed enough to just pay my bills. Well, now it's not cash flowing, and I need to sell some of it. And so there's all types of investors. There's people that want that heavy return. There's people that are just happy to have it parked in real estate. So if you have an investor out there that's thinking, I don't know if anybody would want it. So, your deals are doing great. And I know because we analyze them. But anybody watching this, just know that there is real estate for everyone.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we should talk about is just what you said. The timing of this is absolutely crucial, and this is why there's going to be a lot of buyers coming to the Listing Hub. Because, like you said, interest rates are higher. There's a lot of money that is in Treasury bonds, for example, and they're making 4 or 5% interest, and they want a good deal, but they're not willing to go put that money into just anything. And there's a lot of people that are in investments that are 2 or 3 years, in the process. And they may have taken an extended timeline on the refinance because nobody wants to refinance in the current rate, right? So there's very patient investors that want to look at the performance of a deal. So if you do have that cash flow coming in, they're going to analyze this and say, okay, this is beneficial because there's already cash flow. It already has a low interest rate, probably has, rate caps on it as well. And so I want to put my money into this deal, and they can buy out that investor that for one reason or another, they're trapped in a good deal is what we call it, right? That's
and almost like the stock market of real estate when you think about it. Because most people, let's be honest, most people aren't in passive investments. They own a property on their own, and when they have to sell it, if they need money now, like the quickest they could sell it is probably 2 weeks with the title company. And when you're looking on the passive investment side, it could be 5 years. So the reality is, the reason we partnered with PREIshare is to give that benefit to our investors so we can be with them for the long run. They know, we're not just taking their money and saying, hey, it's ours forever. We obviously want to make them the most money over the long term as possible, but in those dire situations, it's nice to have a fallback and a partner of people out there that are hustling and making these relationships with 30,000 accredited investors, which is incredible. I mean, that's amazing that you guys have that network. And then giving those investors that have worked hard their entire life, to have people that are already vetted. That's really big too, because I know the vetting process with us, I felt like I had to send you guys my entire life. But you guys know the portfolio we have. You guys know our property management teams. You guys even know when we cut out dividends. So when people are coming onto this listing hub, they have all that information right there. It's not just some, MLS listing of here's the house, you guys go decide. It is, here's the returns, this is how they pay out, here's the offering memorandum, here's the PPM. So I really like how sophisticated it is.
Yeah, and that's one big benefit that your investors have, is they're working with an approved sponsor. And that means we've done background checks on you guys. We've looked at your portfolio. We've looked at your track record. We've looked at, with you, we even dove into, like you said, the types of investments you did in the past before you were a syndicator. And so it's good to have, that option. And they know they don't have to wonder of whether, you are going to approve the sale. You already have given the green flag for them to list their shares, make that transaction happen.
And they don't need to wonder if it's one of the best deals out there, because we kind of need that account.
Exactly. So if you guys are interested in liquidity options, definitely reach out to PREIshare, or you can go to thelistinghub.com. You can also add Christian and Julie. I guess you guys have probably Instagrams, right, Julie?
Absolutely. Grab me on social media. If you spell Christian with an O, I'm easy.
There you go.
They can all join our Facebook group for investors and sponsors. There's a lot of good conversations happening there. So PREIshare under Facebook, PREIshare under YouTube. If you want to see our past interviews with you, they're right there. There's tons of great stuff on the internet. Just join the conversation and let us know how we can help.
Okay, awesome. Well, definitely check them out. If you guys have any questions, send us an email. You have my phone number, and looking forward to working with you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jordan.